Just along the Great Western Divide lies giant Sequoia National Monument. For thousands of years, these giant trees have survived fires, droughts, heat waves, and other environmental conditions which have been affected by climate change throughout these mountains and forests. Today I'm going to do the Trail of 100 Giants and the trail to Nobe Young Falls. The trail to 100 Giants begins right here on Road M90, just outside Hot Springs, California. There you will park right across from the trailhead. And you will see that sign right there. And you will see the crosswalk sign right here. So be careful because cars will come right through here. And the path is paved, as you can see. So this isn't a very long hike. It's only 1.4 miles. But the trail is partially closed. So I'm not going to do the whole trail. But it's pretty much just a loop. And as long as you stay on that paved path, it pretty much just loops you back around to the trail head entrance. But this is the south side entrance. There's actually another entrance which is probably about a quarter of a mile away. When you enter the trail, you're going to see a meadow along the giant forest trees. And you can see these trees are really tall. These are among the largest trees in the world, the tallest and the widest. I believe the tallest are the redwoods, if I'm not mistaken. But this trail is pretty pet friendly, wheelchair friendly. Just remember to stay on the trail. I'm just going to give a brief analysis here and there about the sequoia trees. Not so much on the trail directions. I'll go ahead and leave a link to the map of the trail below so you could take a look at it and download it before you head out here. But this is among one of the first giant trees you're going to see on the trail if you're coming from the south side entrance. And you're going to notice a lot of these trees have holes in them. And right here is a map of the trail. So right here where that red dot's at, and there right there's a north entrance on the other side. So there's no crazy elevation gain on this hike. It's pretty easy. And this basically just explains how you could recognize a sequoia tree. But I'm going to go ahead and just take a look at this sequoia tree right here. And if you look at this tree right here, you're going to notice it has holes in it. So I'm going to go inside it. And you could actually go through this tree. This is actually inside of the tree, you could see. These giant sequoias only grow on 5,000 to 7,000 feet of elevation. So these trees are not going to be found at lower elevations. And there's about 33 sequoia trees in this particular area. These are also among the longest living tree species, the oldest being 3,400 years old. And these sequoia trees are very durable. Because their trunks are so thick and they're so wide, it's very difficult to actually knock these trees down. I believe the only things that could actually damage these trees is heat and the beetles or like bugs or something that grow around or inside the tree, which could have an effect on the deterioration of the trees. And this right here is another massive one. But right here is actually the sugar pine tree, which is a really tall tree. They say it grows around, I believe, up to 200 feet. But this actually produces one of the largest pine cones of the pine trees. The Sierra Nevada's giant sequoias have lost over 10,000 trees due to wildfires. And you can see there's a bench right here. You do have little benches on this trail that you could just stop, take a break, look at the natural scenery. And so this is actually a limb of a tree that was broken off of one of the sequoias, I believe. And as you make your way, you're going to see another map on the trail right here. And this is another one of the large sequoia trees. So I'm going to go ahead and just stand next to it to give you an idea of how big they actually are. And these trees are really wide and thick, which is why they have survived so long. And these trees are actually under federal protection. So these trees aren't allowed to be chopped down. There is actually I believe a law they went through where they were trying to protect these trees among all the forests in California. So loggers aren't allowed to chop them down. They are meant to be preserved because there's only so many of them. And you could actually see some of the bark inside the tree. Another large sequoia tree. But actually, when you get to this point, you're going to see where that partial trail is closed. And I'm going to go ahead and just get close to it, a little bit past it, but I'm not going to go too deep into it. But you can see right there from a distance, you can see the end of a tree that was chopped down, the roots growing from the bottom. And so when you get to that point, you're going to see this. This was some damage, I believe, from some fire or some storms, but it did create this nice little waterfall. So right there is the end of the trail right there, or the closure part. And I'm just going to go back from the north side entrance. And so now I'm actually going to go ahead and check out a waterfall, which is called Nobe Young Falls, which is just 4 miles from the Trail of 100 Giants. So when you actually get to that trailhead, you're going to see that yellow sign of a warning. So I believe there were some hazards or maybe some fallen trees that are lurking in these woods. So just be careful. But when you get there, you're just going to see no sign. You're not going to see a trailhead sign. And you're going to see that road, which is the same road that takes you to the Trail of 100 Giants, which is M90. And just a huge chunk of the forest is burned down. You can see a log knocked over. But right there, that's actually the trail. So just look out for it when you park here, because it's pretty easy to miss. So this is a very short hike. It's less than a mile round trip. You just got to follow the path. It pretty much takes you there. There's really not a whole lot to discuss about the directions of the trail. But like I said, I will leave a link to the map below so you could go ahead and take a look at it. And you're going to pass this meadow right here, which is pretty neat. And you can see all these nice flowers blossoming through this meadow. But of course, you're just going to stay on the trail. And then when you get to this point, you're gonna an area is gonna open up where you're gonna see the Sierra Nevada mountain range, which is pretty neat. And right here is actually where you go to get to the waterfall. It's just basically you gotta climb down this little hill. The path kind of breaks up here and there, but you just gotta follow it and kind of crawl a little bit to get down there. Just take your time. But that's the waterfall right there, and I'm just gonna go ahead and climb down. And here it is. This is Nobe Young Falls. So there's a good amount of water coming down right now due to all the precipitation that came through this year and the snow melt. But this is a pretty cool waterfall. It's really big, not difficult to get to. I hope you enjoy. Thanks for watching.